back at you again. Today is scheduled replay day number 3. Today we'll be focusing on last night's plays or duels I've had during the Legends Anthology event on Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. So, let's see what we shall see. Alright. Now I have, you can see all the ones I've done so far. And we'll go through all of these. But don't worry, some of these are, most of them don't last too long. Sometimes it's just one turn because they surrender, but so don't worry, it's not going to be too long, I hope. But either way, if you enjoy these sorts of things, I appreciate you being on with me. Alright, so let's start from the bottom, work our way up. Using a Dark Magician deck. Thing kind of don't like about the replay mode they have here. You can see it shows like the cards are flying past and stuff. A lot of times I sit for a few minutes or a few seconds trying to determine what card I want to play. Plays don't show that. Alright, so I got good board set up. Going up against TG, which I believe is one of the loaner decks. That's one thing I also wish they did. Tell us if they're using a loaner deck or a deck of their own card. Just to know where their mindset is at. Bye. Whoosh. Of course, this guy surrenders. Of course, I would have won anyway, given he had no cards in his hand and only that one monster. I couldn't tell what it was before he surrendered, but I have no doubt I would be able to remove it and then finish off his life points. So that's the first one, and a lot of them end like that, unfortunately. Don't get to see a full duel through. But there are a few in here that are good and intense, like a duel's supposed to be. But we got a lot of these poop and scoopers. And then like maybe some other people that stream or go on YouTube showing their skills. I'm not going to shy away from showing you my losses either, because through those we can learn as well. Nice. So this is the kind of danger I have when I do setups like this. Is I'm wide open. Only if I can get my trap card to go off does it. There we go. Going up against a heroes deck this time. Dark magicians everywhere. Yep, heroes can be mean sons of guns. Alright, that's duel number 2. Now we're going against random. If I recall correctly, I think there's a shenanigan that happens in this particular duel. She have a card already called Bamboozling whatever. Shiranui deck, however you say it. Or Shiranui. So my hand is not too good this time. Finally a Magician's Rod. But because the Bamboozler over here, Bamboozling Gossip Shadow, I'm gonna draw a card, but nonetheless, only did that solely to get the Magician of Dark Illusions effect to trigger. Then shit my piercing darkness away. Just couldn't get the cards this time, guys. Yep, I got defeated by a random. Alright, next one on. This one, I think, got a good amount of back and forth. Just all the turns and went to the ninth turn. So anybody out there, make yourselves known in the chat. Yeah, this is the first time I drew the secret sanctuary of for this deck, and to be honest, I'm not entirely familiar with it yet as far as using it. Bam. Yeah, sometimes I click too fast and ended up special summoning souls instead of Dark Magician as I had intended. But had a way to finagle that, or so I thought. I played that thinking playing it would add another spell counter to Daybreaker, but I was wrong on that. But we're fighting up against another Dark Magician deck, a more classical version of that. Activated the card to get Dark Illusion Magician down. Then, as the counter, activated actually, or utilize its effect. Negate. Destroyed by his own eternal souls. He has another one. Dark Magician for him, or her, whatever it may be. Yep, he's going for a ritual. Probably, yeah, Edition of Chaos, okay, yeah. This is where he starts to take me down. So I messed up that time. That time, I should have put another Dark Magician girl in the because at the time, I didn't realize or pay attention to the fact that he banished my Dark Magician girl. So she wasn't in the graveyard or in my hand to allow me to do Magician's combination. So when that thing, when I saw that thing go to the banished pile, I was freaking out thinking he cheated me, but it's I that misplayed. Now this part kind of baffles me because I have no cards worth playing, be able to play. So I just pass my turn. So for some reason, he didn't attack just then because I was wide open. Could have finished me then. Yeah, he hits me with that. The floodgate trap hole. Now he keeps. You know, that guy did what pulled a risky move. I guess he felt he was confident. But by allowing me to have another turn, I could have ended up with something that allowed me to turn the whole duel around. But fortunately for him, it didn't happen that way. He just wanted to take control of one of my cards and use them against me. You know, sometimes I try to get all cocky like that. Most of the time, it backfires, or more likely, the person surrenders because he doesn't want to sit there and watch me beat him down. But luckily for him, I'm not the kind of person who surrenders my duels, even though when I know it's going to be a clear loss, because I just don't feel that to be the honorable thing to do. Triforce, the Eternal Soul. So we got Reactor Slimes. So this leans toward a Egyptian card or Egyptian god deck. At least one. Still nothing. I have all dark magic attack cards in my hand, which is useless at this point. Sometimes I do that just so I can get a shuffle. Hopefully maybe it'll knock out some good cards. Yep, like I said, a lot of these ones are quick. Especially, like again, I say the replays are faster than the actual plays because they cut out all the thought process. So I would like to boast and say, you know, this one we're about to show, but I won it in one turn, but it's not as impressive as you think as you see what's about to happen. Okay, before we continue, this is why it kind of irritates me, especially when people surrender, especially when I have a decent hand to play, because I want to see how it turns out. But we got a TG deck here. Goes through his process of whatever he's doing. then he surrenders. At first I thought maybe it was a connection issue, but normally when that happens it says that connection failed on the little lower strip here, but I don't know. I really don't. But as we're going through these, I'm gonna put the whole thing up on this whole stream up on Twitch later, but also I'm gonna go through, find the ones that are most interesting as far as being action-packed and all that. Make clips out of them and put them on stream or Twitch. Put them on my YouTube channel and on my Facebook page, so you'll have multiple ways of getting access to them depending on how you arrived here today. So here we go, pumping out the Dark Magicians, getting Tobias going for a quick fusion. Got a UA deck. I find it funny because I was playing this just after, a couple days after the Super Bowl, so I thought it was quite apropos. Of course, I don't like to be the receiving end of it, but well, there we go. My desperation trying to pull out all the stumps. Of course, my thinking being that if I had put Dark Magician down, I would trigger the Magician combination, but apparently that doesn't do that, but you know, wouldn't do it mid-chain. Because I wanted to cancel out Harry Harpy's Feather Duster. Yep. Playmaker makes the play. Win finally on this one. Oh, it's turn one, so it's going to be a surrender, I think. Okay, so pause it for a moment. Again, we got a TG deck. And I got a fairly decent hand this time round. Our thought process is being get Magician's Ride down, get the ritual card for Magicians of Chaos, and then wreak havoc. But you get to have that luxury. Again, they surrender. You know, it's one thing to complain about people just surrendering, but especially if you've been part of those Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel groups, and then you have the counter argument saying, "Well, you just sit," or something like that. Don't want to waste my time. But this is where the frustration comes from, I believe, is that you got a decent hand, you don't get the chance to play it because they surrender before you get to see how your strategy works out. So, right, this next one is a loss. And I don't know if you can see, but my opponent has the name tag #BanMaxC. Which in this festival it is. Max C is banned and Ash Blossom is banned. Plus a lot of other newer cards. Like Baron de Fleur. So this one I think is an actual fun duel, even though I lost. There's a lot of back and forth. Yeah, I believe this is a Blue Eyes deck. Mm-hmm. Master of Chaos. Boom. Away you go. Get another card. He pulls his ultimate bull crap. Again, I didn't read the card entirely, so I'll make a big misplay here in a minute. Because the ultimate, or what's it called? Hold on, pause. The ultimate creature this turn that face up monsters unaffected by card effects except its own and cannot be destroyed by battle. Also, any monster battles is destroyed at the end of the damage step. While this card is in your graveyard, if you normal or special summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon, you can set this card but banish it when it leaves the field. Okay, so when I damage or try to attack his, I think it's alternate Blue Eyes, I got the loss on that. So, even still, he did take life point damage, even though the car still remains on the field. So let us continue this epic duel against the rivals Dark Magician and the Blue Eyes. Daybreaker. Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. I say nay nay. Banish. Give me another card. And I'm like, nope. We trying to out negate one another. No. Taking somebody down with me. I'll pause it for a moment. In case y'all couldn't see what that XYZ card is. Hieratic. Sun Dragon Overlord. Yep. Of Heliopolis. Powerful effect. You can detach one material from this card. Tribute any number of monsters from your hand and or field, a minimum 1, then destroy an equal number of cards on the field. So he used that to try to wipe my back row. Or at least the more powerful parts of my back row. And he succeeded, but I took him down with me. Okay. See my thought process here. Trying to somehow get Dark Magician Girl and Dark Magician on the field at the same time so I can use this. I can't remember exactly if I pulled it off, but let's see if I do. Okay, so the reason I did it this way right here is because I figured because with the second effect of piercing the darkness, it is let's see, when an attack is declared involving an opponent's monster and a monster you control that is level 5 or higher normal monster, or was ritual summoned using a normal monster, or was fusion, synchro, or XYZ summoned using a normal monster as material, you can make that monster you control gain attack equal to the opponent's monster's attack. So I figure the Dark Magician's fusion would be safe because I used Dark Magician himself as a material. So even if they try to attack the Dark Magicians with one of their cards, he'd be safe. Plus, I already boosted Dark Magician to 5,000. He should be safe too. But oh, here we go. Exactly the thing I wanted. I did pull it off. Great. So wipe. No. Now. Now this is something I don't understand, because if I remember correctly, they all managed to stay on the field. So maybe some of you better experts can help me figure out why. It says target one Blue Eyes monster you control this turn. Face up monsters unaffected by card effects, except its own. Okay. This doesn't have any kind of protective effect. Obviously not Blue Eyes himself. Oh, okay, so I missed that when I was playing this. Blue Eyes Jet Dragon. Other card you control cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card's effects. So if he pairs this with that card, makes them all invulnerable. Dang. But I was so happy to get the combination off, I didn't even pay attention. So then that wipes me. See, this is why I show the losses as well, so I and y'all perhaps can learn as well from my mistakes and perhaps get better from it. Okay, next one up says it's a win. God, somebody's blowing up my phone right now. Harpy Lady. Okay. Playing against Billy D. Williams. Surrender. So I don't know, the mere sight of a magician card spooked him off, or he's just one of those ones that just likes to poop and scoop, as I say. Well, I just started saying that today, so a win's a win, as they say, but still, it's not as enjoyable as, you know, earning a victory. Like I was saying, like with that duel when I was dueling hashtag BanMaxC, even though I lost that duel was rather enjoyable because of the actual back and forth as a duel is supposed to be. That's why they're called duels. So it reminds me of the actual show, you know, and that's what this game is based off of on. Or maybe even if it's the other way around, still the show showed how the game's supposed to be like. But let us continue. Alright, got a decent hand here. Let's see how I play it. Nope, blue eyes. Every time I see a blue eyes, I roll my eyes because, like, God, come on. Of course, they just came out with the structured deck, the Max Dragon structured deck, just before they released this event, so. Trying to get my board set up here before I hit the triggers. Alright, start banishing. Get out of here. Give me my card. Bring darkness, girl. Boy. Get smacked around with a wee witch. Can't remember if I won this one. I think it was, but this shows you that how to beat. I know I did this at least. It shows you how to beat a Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon. Some people believe it's impossible, but nope, it's not. When I first encountered Blue Eyes Max Dragon, it was in the Ritual Festival event a few months ago. And I too thought the same. But this guy tries to Geki me. I'm like, nope. Of course, I could have held that back for Geki and saved a different combination. Stop this. But if you're unlucky enough to get the sucker on the field, there is ways to beat him. And I figured it out right quick. answer is straight feet down. Piercing boosts my power level. One. I should have done it the other way around, attacking first with Dragon Knight, and then with the original Dark Magician, just so I can get the extra effect to make it more awesome looking. But don't let people fool you into thinking that Max Dragons are invincible. They are not. Alright, another win here. Okay, so how I normally do a round of duels or a stream of duels, I do first 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then I count the wins and losses, and so at this point it's, I think, 4 out of 10. And lost my place now. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4 out of 10. That's a 40% victory ratio. And then I do what I call a redemption round or whatever. By that I mean I continue to play to try to boost the percentage up. As long as I keep winning, I keep playing, right? So this is one of my longest streaks. Of course, some of them are surrenders, but there are a few in there that are actual duels. Yep, another blue eyes. I think it's the first time I've ever come across a blue eyes abyss dragon. And I have almost the exact same hand as I had last duel. This might be the same one. Yeah, it's the same one. My bad, guys. All that counting back and forth got me thrown off. Yeah, that's the same one. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, so when I first saw that Ring of Destruction that he pulled out, I did not pay attention to the other card he had. That he had excavated which was the Time Lord and stuff like that. So I assumed it was a either a burn deck or a suicide deck. So I played accordingly. Still had a decent hand nonetheless. Okay, so I misplayed here because when I played the teacher of the bond of teacher and student, I had the options either the dark magic attack spell card or dark burning magic, which allows him to wipe the entire field. Of course, at the time, I misremembered it as just wiping the monsters, which I knew would not work against the Time Lord. So I went with this instead. I just saw magical cylinders in there. Yep, magic cylinders. And he poops and scoops. Of course, it would have been over and done with. Anyway, so another victory for me. At least it wasn't a one-turn poop and scoop. Right on to the next one against Mountaineer. Halfway through, or a little bit more than halfway through. It's only been an hour. Not even an hour yet. 55 minutes according to my timer. Of course, it took me 3 hours, I would say. Started around about 10 o'clock when the event started. I think I finished around 1 or 2. That. Sorry about that. Yeah, man, spam calls. But anyway, let's continue on here against Mountaineer. See, it looks cool when they threw all them 3 cards down there, but obviously it didn't take much longer for me to do that. Here again, I try to force him. Oh, this is where I messed up. I negated my own freaking card. Well, I actually didn't have no effect because I didn't have Dark Magician in my hand, or on the field at the time. This is the first time I came across this guy, Tornado Dragon. Got the knights here, Queen Knight, King Knight. So I'm thinking Egyptian God deck. Fusion! Dragon Knight. Gate! Nay, nay. Can't touch this. Joker's wild. Suck on that, Joker. Here he comes. But only with one card in his hand, I'm like, whatever. Plus, momentous arrival. Nay. This is when I was nervous. I didn't know if the effect would have kicked off before he wiped me or not, but it did come off, so I'm happy. I did this intentionally because I needed a card to come to my hand. So sometimes it pays to sacrifice a card to get the effect you want. But you must understand what cards do first. Read your cards carefully. I reduced him to nothing. Bunch of stuff popping off here. Chains upon chains. This is where I use his own effect against him. Every time I special summon, his secondary effect kicks off. And I negate him back down to nothing. Wipe! Beatdown time. Yeah. Alright. Another victory coming up here. Now, really not quite sure why I played this, to be honest, because I took Gaia, the Dragon Champion, out of this deck, so I wouldn't have been able to use the secondary effect if I wanted to. I guess I just did it for funds. Got another TG deck. Tried to time the effect Baylor, but had I waited one more move from him, I should have used it on this. But so this particular deck is a Dark Magician, and Dark Magician Girl deck, which is the main engine of the deck. And I'm really not used to it because I normally play a solely Dark Magician deck, which I'll show you some other time. So which relies entirely on Dark Magicians. So a lot of times I miss the combinations with Dark Magician Girl, but this past few plays, I was just started to realize my potential, at least somewhat. So let's see how it pays off. Yay. 2 turns. I think this is another poop and scooper. Yeah. You know, these past few ones that we saw surrender, it looked like he was in the middle of a move. So I don't know if there's actually a disconnect and they're counting as surrender or what. But it is what it is. But I had a good setup going up here, so it'll be a mystery for the ages. This is the final one for replay day against Miley. Marincess, however you want to say it. I think this is the first time I came across this deck. As this part goes on, I'm steadily watching the attack power increase. I'm like, what's going on here? So I'm analyzing these things, trying to figure out where the weakness lies. And I determined that it is the Battle Ocean Field spell card. And that was my goal, to try to see if I can get rid of it. But Aqua Argonaut has a powerful negate. And I was trying to figure out a way how to bypass it, but it did not work. Probably could have. Let's see if you card experts can possibly pick out a misplay or a better way I could have done it. I think kind of whizzed right past it, but I think when I summoned the Dark Magician, it triggered his effect, but I said no to it. Now I think had I done that and used it, try to use the secondary effect to boost Dark Magician, then that would have forced this person to use their negate on that, instead of what they actually used it on, which was my Secrets of Dark Magic, which would allow me to, which I was going for, is to bring out Magician of Chaos. But I failed in my attempt. Bring out this ugly son of a gun to bring out an uglier son of a gun. Alright, folks, that's the last one of replay day. My first night doing the Legends Anthology event on Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. So this is 20 duels. And I won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not 20, hold on, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 duels. And I won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 out of 16, which is little about 60%, a little less than 60%. Now, with my own personal measurements, I count it as 9 out of 10 because as I go through what I call the redemption arc of my series, every win from the redemption arc cancels out a loss. So I count it as 9 out of 10, even though it's truly 9 out of 16. 90% versus a little less than 60%. Because my thought process is because this is a one-shot play. You don't get 2 out of 3 or anything like that. It's kind of hard to gauge whether, because the loss is due to a bad hand, like most of these, the earlier ones, or is it a loss because of an actual intense back and forth, like one with Band Max C. So that's how I wager it out, how to balance it out. Sure, it makes me sound better when I have 9 out of 10 as opposed to 9 out of 16, but that's not the point. It's more to gauge the strength of the deck I'm using, not the strength of me necessarily. But this ends replay day number 3, Legends Anthology. I'm gonna try to muscle through it. Hopefully by the time this next event, the Synchro Link Festival, which is next week. So I'm gonna try to finish this event, which I may or may not stream, and then I'll try to host a practice round of Synchro Cross Link Festival in a custom room so people can practice. If people attend, can practice their decks before the event kicks off. So hopefully you can have a little camaraderie there. So with that being said, for those of you who've joined through Twitch, I ask you to like and follow my Facebook page, and those who've joined because of through the Facebook page, I ask that you follow me on the Twitch. And I also have a YouTube channel as well. So I ask you to like and subscribe those because I'll be posting these on there as well. So thanks again for being a part of Replay Day with me. Until next time, this is Bezu Kaiba signing out. Throwing down and signing out.